go live on Discord. Guys, TikTok is so cooked. I posted a video, and you know how many views it got in 3 hours? 25. 25 views. You know how many views that thing gets on Instagram? 15,000. Isn't that unbelievable? TikTok is sold to corporations that have certain interest, and they mute some creators that don't align with their political interests, and they'd mute your account from time to time. So it's insane. I'm live on TikTok, so I don't even want to talk about it too much. But after Oracle bought TikTok, guys, it got cooked. You guys can't hear me? Drew, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Guys, if you're having an issue, let me know. Let me know. Oh my gosh. Everybody needs to stop texting me. Andrew, I'm ready to do your call. I got to bring up one other person. Yoni, is there a Yoni? Guys, I'm going to turn this on Do Not Disturb. I'm trying to not get texts. Okay. If you can't hear, leave and rejoin. Yoni, there you go. Okay, Yoni wanted me to. Okay. All right. Andrew, what do you have for me to call today?
It is a website submission. It's a home in Clearwater, Florida. The estimate is $390,000. The guy's got a remaining mortgage of $260,000. He has a 2.375 rate, is what he said.
How do we bridge the gap between 260 and 400?
Not sure. I figured you'd like it because of the rate.
I'm interested, but it's going to be a, hey man, I'll take over your debt, but you might be able to get more elsewhere type situation. So I will call on that, but I don't know how to make anything happen there, because to a retail buyer, I mean, we can't make them payments, right? Because there's no room. Most we could do is probably 10% down on something like that, except for it's not going to cash flow too, which makes it really hard. That's a hard situation, 260 to 400 when I can only probably put down 30, 40K. This guy would have to be willing to take a real low ball on this thing. So maybe we can call and ask. Maybe he's behind on payments or something. Did he say anything about that?
I don't know. He didn't say anything about that. He said it rents for $2,600, and he said PITI is $1,560. So
really, okay, we could do
40K
down. We could do 40. So he's still kind of far below list here. I'll check that out. I'm gonna do a warm up call, and then I'll go ahead and do that. And then Yoni, you had a call for me too, right?
Hey Andrew, yeah. Hey Richard, sorry. Yeah. So I sent him the contract yesterday, and then I called him like 30 minutes ago. He said he's reviewing it. So he said he'll review it and call me back for any questions. But in the meantime, I just had a call with this. I don't know if you want to make calls, but it's like a mortgage takeover. So I called her for seller financing, and then she said, when I asked her about the seller finance, she said she was open to it, but then she told me that it's like an option or something. It's more of like a mortgage takeover. She just wants me to put down 10%, and then she said everything else we can negotiate.
Okay, I'll help you with that in a sec. Let me, guys, we're gonna do my follow-up call yesterday, because remember I lined up a deal yesterday. We had a house walked supposedly today. I'm gonna call Harry and see if that actually happened. I don't know if that actually happened, but I'm gonna call him. Let's find out. So guys, I'm gonna warm up on the phone really quick, and then I'll do a couple calls, and then we'll do questions. Walter, hybrid is seller finance. It's exactly the same as seller finance. Just subtract your mortgage payment from your normal seller finance. So Walter, structure seller finance with no mortgage on it, and then change your payment to subtract the mortgage payment from that. So if your payment's $1,200 and mortgage is $1,000, your payment to the seller is $200.
You have reached here.
I don't know if we walked today. Did your contractor walk the property today? So I guess we'll just have to wait on that. Good news. My flip in Oklahoma City is under contract. My flip in Oklahoma City is now under contract. It's really cool. We have a buyer at $365,000 and I only owe $275,000. So I'm gonna do like maybe $70,000 on that right there, which is really awesome. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Come on, Instagram. Watch me wholesale. Please just work, Instagram. Please just stop being dog shit. Okay. I'm still trying to get my first deal done. Where do I begin? If you haven't taken the courses, leave this live stream and take the course. Make sure you leave the live stream and take the course if you haven't taken the courses. Because $500 giveaway today. Yay, thank you. Brian, I don't know what you mean by $500 giveaway. We're not doing that today. I'm going to go ahead and link the courses. Get started seller finance, get started cash, get started mortgage takeover. So I wouldn't overpay on a hybrid. You can overpay on a hybrid. And then we're going to do social media just in case you want it. So I have this social media update on VIP release. Wow, I'd love to tell you. That's going to be on my business partner, guys. If you want to know about that, please go to support. I don't know when that's happening. I'd love for that to happen now, but honestly, there's very little that I can do about it. So I'm not going to talk about it because I do my thing, they do their thing, and their thing is taking longer than my thing. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to call Harry one more time. Harry just needs to pick up his phone. Can I do this as a 16-year-old? Yeah, man. Yes, you can. Totally. No answer from Harry. All right, we warm up on a different deal, guys. We warm up on a different deal. So the deal I'll warm up on today, and I also want to review seller finance for everybody because we got a lot of new members. I had a video do pretty well yesterday, and a lot of people joined. Okay, so yesterday we were doing cash deals, guys. I think we were trying to get this guy offer $140,000 on this, and the realtor was like, no, I'm not going to check my phone. Let's try to find that right there. That was this guy. If the realtor would just pick up the phone, please, please just pick up the phone, realtor, please. Joseph Hamill, can we talk? Are you considering checking your phone today as a realtor representing a seller? What if? And not today. Well, maybe today. Not today. Not yesterday. Not today. Not ever. Oh my God, that sucks. How much you make your first year? I don't know, maybe like 200.
Hello. Thank you for your call today. Please leave a message and we'll get back to you as soon.
Wow, I just don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. We just need one of you guys to pick up the phone so I can make an offer, which is very close to list price. Realtor's like, let me represent you, but just kidding. I'm just going to take your money. How is this representation? Bro, better pick up. The representation better pick up.
You've reached the voicemail of Michael Helfand. If you
I don't know what to say. Hi, yes, I'd love to represent you. So when buyers call, you'll pick up the phone to sell my house? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We will do that. Will you? Will you? Well, yeah, it's just a small fee of $10,000. You're paying us $10,000 to pick up the phone. Do note that we don't really pick up the phone. Well, what you have to understand that as a realtor, I have access to a website and I can post my photos on that website. You don't have access to that website. It took me 2 months of training to get here. Yes, 2 months of training to get here. Now, look, I'm gonna put my assistant on this so that he can pick up the phone, but also note that my assistant does not pick up the phone. So I have access to a website. I post my photos. I don't really want to check my phone, so I'll put my assistant here. He's a new agent, only 1 year in, hasn't gotten tired yet. But at the same time, my assistant has an assistant with an assistant with an assistant, and none of us pick up the phone. Email? No. What's an email? No, we don't. You emailed the offer. We're not going to look at that. We're not going to look at that. You have to communicate with us via carrier pigeon. Never, ever, ever, guys. This is like stopping your car on train tracks. It's very dangerous. Never, and I mean never, leave a realtor in 2 inches of water. It's guys. You've been told about leaving dogs in hot cars. This is worse. Leaving a realtor in a bathtub with even just 2 inches of water, they might roll over and drown. Floaties aren't enough. Just consider that they cannot be put in water ever. The same goes for fire. Don't even get them around fire. They just start clapping and making noises. It's honestly frightening. All right, let's text the 2 non-responsive agents. We're going to do, if you're an agent here, which we probably have over 100 agents here, do me a favor and pick up your phone when people call. Gee whiz. Okay, so I'm going to say, I'm interested in your listing on 13951 St. Mary's Street. I'd like to verbally present an offer at $140,000. I've been calling for a couple of days. Can you present this for me? And we'll send them proof of funds. What kind of vacations do realtors go on if they can't be in water? Send them some POF. And I guess we'll just, KM Wright 15, KM Wright 15 at KM Wright. I had a reminder to bring you up. It's a totally valid crash out, guys. I mean, this is just highway robbery. This thing has been listed for 5 days. The seller, more than anything, wants to sell their property, but the realtors won't pick up the damn phone. I mean, it's a fix and flip. They fully renovated this thing for fix and flip purposes, and all they want in the world is to sell this property, and they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to do so, and we can't get them to pick up the phone. Let's call the brokerage and tell on them.
Do both.
It's fine. Don't wake up.
Let's see if we can talk to the brokerage. So Keller Williams Somerset, let's call. Closed, open 9 a.m. Wednesday. Oh, great. Okay. So there's literally nobody to talk to. Maybe we can skip trace the seller. I'm going to skip trace the seller really quickly. Do I need money? No. I like fastpeoplesearch.com for skip tracing. We'll throw in the address, we'll throw in the city and the state, and this is like 20% accurate, guys, but sometimes it hits, you never really know. All right, age 28, Christopher. Looks like we've got a couple numbers for potential Christopher. They gave us a landline. I wouldn't imagine that this is a real number right here, but we'll call. Landline sounds unlikely. Yeah, I didn't think so. Is screen share not working, guys? Hold on, I'll fix it. Screen share is not working. Is it working now? I'm skip tracing the seller. I'm gonna try to tell on them. I wanna tell on the realtors. Hey, what are you paying these guys for if nobody can reach them? Because I own in Detroit. All right, one more phone number here. Hopefully this is bro. Please be bro. His last name is Tard. I'm not making this up. Is this Mr. Tard? Had so many deals fall through. Right, it's because of me, not you. It's my fault. It's not anything that you're doing. It's my fault. Any of your shortcomings are my fault, not your fault. And ultimately, I agree, the group is not good. Despite 2,000 5-star reviews and a 12-year-old completing a deal, and today bringing on stage a 15-year-old who has a deal. Should we bring on the 15-year-old who has a deal? No, so you say Dispo's getting back to you too late. Dispo gets back to you the second you submit the deal with an automated message. So, dude, I would just say, how did the 12-year-old do a deal? And then how are we about to bring up a 16-year-old with a deal right now, too? And then where did the 2,000 positive reviews come from? Did I fake those? Dude, I would just say this. Anything that goes wrong in your life is my fault. And literally anything that could possibly go wrong in your life is my fault. If you didn't do a deal, it's my fault. It doesn't matter that a 12-year-old did a deal. If you didn't do a deal, my fault. It's really, there's no accountability on your end. Just blame me. It's really all my fault at the end of the day. And I agree, I did fake those reviews. The 12-year-old didn't do a deal, even though we have an address. It's ultimately my fault. Ultimately my fault. Who is the 16-year-old with a deal today? AJ? Is AJ in the chat? Maybe we can talk to the 16-year-old with a deal. Where's AJ? AJ, come up. Where's KM Wright? KM Wright got dropped too. KM Wright. I don't know what's going on with Discord today. My screen share seems to be blurry. Can't contact this guy. Haven't been able to get in contact with Harry today. So I guess we'll do our other calls. We have a call with Andrew. So Andrew sent me a lead, but I don't really think there's much we could do with it. I'll show you the deal, guys. I really don't think there's much we can do with it. The seller can talk for the next 25 minutes, so I have to do it right now. Here's the house. The estimated value is $392, and this guy submitted it to my website. Oh, who's logging me out, man? This guy submitted it to my website, but he has a mortgage of $260. I don't see how that's possible. I don't see how we're going to get that done, guys. Because, yeah, PropStream's telling me that it's worth $380. He bought it for $240 in 2020. It says he owes about $260,000 on his loan, or even $230 on his loan. But he does have a really nice interest rate. He's got a perfect interest rate of 2.375. So we can call and we can offer to take over his debt. However, can you come by my listing? Yes. What's your listing? What's the address on your listing? This guy's going to give us another deal. So we might have another deal here. There's a realtor in my chat. Where does one go to find buyers? You could post it on Facebook yourself, or you can submit it to my Dispo team. All right. He just gave us an address. Now, I've never heard of Ringgold, Georgia. Is that in the middle of nowhere? Highway 41 usually means middle of nowhere. Is it deep? Oh, it's outside Chattanooga. Next to Chattanooga, 25 minutes away. So this guy just submitted a lead to us. Screen share is still not working. Can you guys see my screen? Is it working? It keeps crashing. Do you have to fly out to view your properties? Oof. I wouldn't have any followers on social media if we needed to fly places to do this business. All right. So what is this? Mixed use Airbnb, lucrative creepside, 18 acres. Okay. Hmm. I'm looking at the deal right now. If we could sell or finance this, maybe. One gutted duplex on 18 acres. I could only sell or finance something like this, which would entail a 10% down payment. So if you guys are able to sell or finance for 6 years with 10% down, I could do a deal like this. Otherwise, I can't because of what it is. So if this were in a more metro location, I could probably offer you a lump sum. So the only thing I could do on this thing is seller financing, 10% down. So we'd probably be looking at like, 600,000. I'll give you guys a little bit over your asking price. We're probably looking at a down payment of $50,000. And then we will have payments for a period of 6 years and a balloon payment, meaning rest of what is owed to you guys on the 6th year. So if that's okay, we can present that offer and we can go from there and see if there's any interest on that. But it's just stuff like this. I can't wholesale it for lump sums unless it's like drastically far below list price. Like I'd be honest, the lump sum offer we could make on this would just be insulting. So I would probably offer you seller finance on this. And if that's doable, we can present that offer. Anyways, let me know about that. We have this call right here. This guy's name is Gerald. We're jumping into a mortgage takeover call. My strategy on this is going to be to disqualify myself. I'm going to disqualify myself. And what I mean by that is I'm going to tell him I'm probably not the best buyer for you. And that seems counterintuitive, but it works. Do I think we're going to get this deal? No. I don't know why the seller would do what I'm about to offer him, but we'll back into it. Hey, Gerald, it's Richard Taylor. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good.
So I was calling about the Laconia Drive in Clearwater.
Yeah, Laconia Drive North.
Yeah. I had this submitted to my website and I just looked up the property. What's your game plan with this thing?
So basically, I was just reaching out. I've seen your TikTok, and I was trying to get, I was just trying to get out of it. Really, I just need to downsize. It's just me and my son. We're just trying to get a smaller place. So I was looking to find a way to get as much equity out of it, so I can get just a small place for us, at least here locally.
Got it. Okay. How soon you need this thing done?
Not in a rush right now. I'm still doing some renovations. I mentioned to you that it was a 3-2-1 with a 1-1 ADU.
Cool. And I saw that it's going to rent out for a lot more than you're paying on the mortgage, huh?
Yeah. I tried renting it out a few times. I I'm not the landlord type, I guess.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think it would rent out for?
Well, I rented it out in the past. It was before I had the ADU built in. So I was renting it out for $2,400 back in like 2021, and then I moved back in around the next year after that. And so we've just been living there, and I built out the ADU just about a year and a half ago. And so this one was a new add-in, and I rented out that one while we were living in the main house for about 3-4 months.
Oh, wow. What do you get from the ADU?
So I got 1,000. I was looking more for like 1,200, but I can send you the pictures for the interior before I had to do some repairs. There was a leak that happened, and there was it was all over the flooring. So I had to rip out I'm still ripping out the subflooring right now. So that's why I'm not in a rush. I'm trying to like get the best price for it. But because I've been following you actually, and I was like, you'll give me a good offer. I don't know.
Sure, sure. So for us, it's literally just about your interest rate and what the mortgage payment is versus the rent. I heard you were paying something like $1,500 on this.
Yeah, so at first it was around 1,700, but I got it lower because I switched over to Citizens Insurance.
Got it. Okay. So you're paying 1,500, and then what do you think the main house would rent out for? We got about 1,000 on the back unit. What about the main house?
The main house would be around 24 to 2,800. If you include all of the utilities, you can probably go for more. The ADU is not separated on the meter, so you'd have to calculate that however you want.
Got it. Okay. Okay. So we're probably bringing in $2,500 on the main unit or so, and then we're bringing in another 1,000 on the back. So we could be bringing in like $3,500 on this thing.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great. That's really awesome here. And then, what are you thinking you need in terms of timeline for the rehab?
For the rehab, I would say within the month or so.
Okay.
I'm trying to get the done. I was trying to get it rented out and maybe stay there if I can't get a good price for it. I can just wait it out a little longer.
Of course,
But
of course. And you do that work yourself? You're a contractor?
well, I'm helping the builder that built out the ADU. They gave me a warranty on the place, so I believe it's about 30 to 50 years warranty on the structure. And so when the leak happened, I had to pay out of pocket to stop the leak, obviously. But when it comes to the repairs, he was willing to work with me on it.
Okay. Okay, got it. And you're about a month out from finishing that. And then what do you think you're looking to get for the property?
So with the property, I feel like I could both finance it, and I know like you usually like to do those deals where you like to seller finance, like as long as it has good ratios on rental income and all of that.
Like this one,
So
yeah.
yeah. So I'm sure you'll be able to rent this out fairly quickly. The rental market over here is pretty good. It's just I don't think I could do it anymore.
Okay, got it. All right. And then price-wise, what do you think you're looking to get for it? I saw that you bought it for the 240 or so a couple years back, or more than a couple years, 5 years ago.
Yeah, so I went in forbearance and all of that, so that's why it's increased. So I had like about 2 years of forbearance added in as a partial claim. That's why the amount is higher.
Understood. Got it. So that's why you owe more than you purchased it for, the 260, I think.
Yeah, so it's like around 260, 266, something like that. And so I'm trying to get at least 150 in equity just so I could downsize with my son.
Got it. Okay. All right. After you purchase the property, so you got yourself like a 2.7 or 2.8% rate?
2.375.
2.375. That's a beautiful interest rate. You bought at the lowest time interest rates almost could have possibly been. Like they didn't get much lower than that unless you were a veteran. And immediately after you purchase that house, interest rates skyrocket to almost 8%. Everybody gets scared in the market, and we have a little bit of a pause in the market and buying because interest rates are higher than they've been in 20 years. Now we're starting to see them coming back down a little bit, and these things are selling a little bit more. But really that buying that happens when interest rates are lower is what drives appreciation. But interest rates have been high for almost since the time that you purchased the property. So we haven't seen like crazy appreciation, but there definitely has been some. And I think if we were willing to sell or finance, there's definitely something that we could do to get you pretty close to that equity and free up some capital right now. But I always want to recommend, listing your house on the market The average days on market here is like 200 days. So for whatever reason, Florida's kind of in a standstill. So it might take a couple hundred days, like half a year to sell the property, but that is how you get the highest and best offer unless we sell or finance on this thing. So what do you need cash right now wise to get into your next deal? Because after I make you monthly payments, I'm probably playing with about $1,000 of cash flow after management and such. So I'm trying to purchase that cash flow, but what do you need right now to move on to your next situation cash wise?
Yeah, because honestly, it'll be like the 150. I just needed to get something paid off back like around holiday, something like that, where I just buy the lot and or buy the mobile home with it. That way it'll just be something small for us until I can get on better footing.
So you guys are looking to do $150,000 as a down payment, even though we could put down about 10K on the FHA loan.
What do you mean?
You say you're looking for $150,000 cash right now. Like you want us to take over the debt and give you 150 on this?
Yeah, like with the 150, that would be enough for me to get out of the house because I don't mind seller financing as long as 7-10 years, really.
Yeah, that's all well and good, and I think we could take over the mortgage here. But it's important to note that if I get an FHA loan on this thing, I'm looking at about 10-15K down on this. So I could give you 150,000 in equity. That's possible, but I have to be, kind of the point of creative financing is to be close to the bank's down payment or beating the bank's down payment here. Now, the bank would probably ask me to put down about 10-15K on this if I used my FHA loan, which I haven't used to purchase this property. I could give you a down payment that's more than that, and I could sell or finance the remaining 150 with you. So what I could do is I could take over your mortgage, get it off your DTI. I could probably give you a $40,000 down payment plus closing costs, and then I could probably sell or finance the remaining $110,000 that you're looking to get. But understanding my options of putting 15K down at the bank, it's a hard pill to swallow because it's kind of like, would you rather put 150 down on this, or would you rather buy 8 houses? Because that's, 150 is kind of like our down payment for 8 houses. And then another way to look at it is $150,000 cash as a down payment, and I'm only making about $1,000 a month off of that. So it's hard on the cash on cash return, and it's hard when I consider my opportunity costs of buying other deals. But I could get you 150 in equity. Just the way that it would have to work is I'd have to give you a down payment towards the 150, and I'd have to make you payments for the remaining amount. So chances are what I could do on this is I do your asking price in full, no negotiation. Mortgage balance plus 150, which is over what the house is worth. That's over $400,000 sale for the property. And then I give you a 40K down payment and make you $500 payments for the remaining amount that I owe you. But that would probably be the only thing I could do to get close to that sort of equity that you're looking for.
Okay. That sounds good, but the problem that I have is I lost my income, my only income. So I can't even apply for a new housing. I would have to buy it outright. So that's
wow. Yeah, that's going to be a challenge. Well, I'd say probably the only thing we could do towards that is purchase the property and then rent it back to you. That would be possible. That would be something that we could do. So if you wanted a lower monthly payment, but still wanted to live in that property, we could probably make that happen in the ADU. However, I just don't see a way to get you 150 up front. It would have to be seller financed.
Okay.
So it may not be the best fit for you at the end of the day. You could always list the property and market it. It takes a couple hundred days for the house to sell, but ultimately you would get a really nice offer if you were to list it there.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, you can save my number if you want. I'll tell you what, my offer on this property would be $400,000, 40K down, and monthly payments for the remaining amount. And I would be willing to do some sort of lease back scenario with you in this property.
Okay. How much over the mortgage payment would you be giving for me?
So let's say we rent it out for $3,500 a month. I probably want my payments to be probably no more than just a bit over $2,000. So I probably make you $600 per month payments towards the 110 equity.
Okay, 600. Okay.
So you'd be looking at 40K cash right now. That would be a net figure to you. You'd keep 40, and then $600 in payments on top of the 40, and then no more mortgage payment either. That goes away too.
Okay. And then how long is the balloon that you're thinking?
I would probably do it faster than you're looking for at the lower end. I'd probably only do it over 7 rather than the 10 years.
7 years. Okay. So 600 per month over the 7 years, and then just buying it through an FHA or another investment loan.
No, that's what I'm kind of explaining my opportunity cost. The reason I need to be at 40K down is because the bank offers loans on this thing for 3% down, which is, we kind of want to be comparable to where the bank is. So that's simply another option for me buying this property. When it comes to putting 150 down, I have to look at all my options and like, well, if I could buy this house for 15K down, it's hard to put 150 down. However, what I could do in this scenario is give you 400K, which is more than the house is worth right now. 40K down, I take over your mortgage. That mortgage stays in place, comes off your debt to income ratio. I take over obligations on that. Then we have another $600 a month in payments on top of the loan. So loan is covered plus $600 plus $40,000 and closing costs. And that's probably something I could do within 30 days or really as long as you want.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take a look at it and see if it'll be good. I can't make the decision right away.
Yeah, I would wait, man. I'd sleep on it for sure. I'll text it over to you, and I don't really ever put expirations on any of my offers. So you're welcome to call me back at any time, and I'll just save your phone number.
Okay, yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you so much, Richard. I've watched you a few times, actually. You're pretty good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Let me go ahead and text you that offer, and if you're looking to do something with it, let's have a conversation.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
First call of the day, I'd say it's okay. I'm going to text him that offer. I would offer $400,000 for your property on Lasonia Drive. We'll do $40,000 down plus, and that's a hybrid. You guys were asking about hybrids. That's a hybrid. We almost never do hybrids. $40,000 down plus closing costs. We would do mortgage balance taken over, $600 paid on top of mortgage. $600 paid on top of mortgage, 7-year balloon payment, and then for 7-year balloon payment. So if he owes 260 and he wants 150 equity, what is that? 410? Yeah, that's 410. We put 40K down, that's 380 or 370. Yeah, 370. We put 40K down, that's 370. And then if he owes 160, so 370 minus 160, I'd be seller financing him. I'm sorry, 260. Seller financing 110,000. $110,000 will be seller financed at $600 per month for 7 years. On year 7, balloon payment for, and then what is 600? 600 times 84 months, is that 7? 84 divided by 12 is 7. Okay. 600 times 84 months is 50,400. So it's going to be 110 minus 50,400. We'd be looking at a $59,600 balloon. And sent. And I will save his contact information and put him in my little system here. And then we'll do the remaining calls that we have. That's going to be the owner. Let's put him in my system. So you guys just saw me make a hybrid offer. And, we'll see if he's interested in it. I don't know if he wants to take something like that, but I offered him $410,000 $40,000 down, 600 per month, 260K loan taken over. And maybe he calls me. Maybe he calls me. You know, I don't know. I don't know if he will, but let's go ahead and do a call. Yoni, we don't need to do a call for you today. We were just talking because I sent a contract on the Atlanta deal, right?
Yeah, it was the Atlanta deal.
Okay,
So
so
I'd like a mortgage takeover too.
oh, you have a different deal to show me?
Yeah, it's like a mortgage takeover.
Okay.
She's open to do it. It's just I told her I'm not. I told her like my partner is more qualified on it, and then my partner will give you more costs because she was ready to move forward with the mortgage takeover.
Okay. I'll do your call next. I'm gonna do Kim's call or Cam.
Okay.
Cam, right?
Okay, yeah.
Cam, right? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, man. What do you have for
Hey,
me?
how you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What do you
Hey,
have?
I sent you over the details in your DMs. She's ready for a call whenever.
Okay, can you explain to us what it is?
Yeah, so it's seller finance. It's owner operated. It's owner lived. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2-unit. She lives in the 2-bedroom, 1-bath. Rents for about 18 to 2,000. The other two are 1-bedroom, 1-bath that rent for about $975 each. She's looking for about a 5-year balloon. We talked yesterday that a 6 would look a lot better. And I haven't even actually given her an offer yet because she was just happy that we're going to try to get it off her hands quickly.
Can you text me the
She said-
address?
Yeah, it's actually in the first sentence of that first message I sent you.
Okay, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah.
Okay, 465, multifamily. What is this? Triplex?
It says multifamily. Yes, triplex, 3 units.
Okay. And they have debt on the property?
I don't believe so. I think she owns it outright.
It says NA on the debt, but it also says that they financed it. I would imagine she has debt on it. I think she owes $87,000 on the property. That's what PropStream is telling me right now.
Okay.
Okay, and what did you talk to her about again? Can you just remind us what you talked to her about?
Just that she had a poor experience with a wholesaler. She had it locked up under contract for about 3-4 weeks, and then after the inspection period, nothing happened. So she has a poor taste in her mouth about wholesalers. But she's open to it because she had a conversation with me, and she just said that she won't put anything under the contract without the buyer. So I just figured.
Okay.
I haven't had a deal done yet, so.
I'm not gonna lie to her face and tell her I'm the buyer. If I'm not the buyer, I'd have to tell her I'm a wholesaler, because I've just gotten to this stage. So if you think that's gonna kill the deal, based on what you've talked to her about, I would probably do the call yourself, because I just man, I got 800 people watching me right now. I can't call her and tell her I'm the buyer when I'm not the buyer, especially when she's been burned in the past, and especially when it's a seller, not a realtor. But what type of deal did you guys offer previously? Or before? Was it a seller finance deal, or what was the deal you were offering?
It was a seller finance deal it was a 5-year balloon.
Do you know the terms of that? Like roughly, you think we could put 10% down?
Yeah, I would say I think we were talking 15%, but yeah, 10% I think would be all right for her. She's looking to close quickly rather than later.
Okay.
But no, I don't think it would kill the deal if you told her that you were a wholesaler that could close on the house quickly.
Okay. And to the guy who's saying you asked me to come here, awareness is super important, man. I get probably 3,000 DMs per day, and it's mainly people saying, how do I get started? And I say, join my live stream. It's not that I'm like, hey, let's personally work together and join the live stream together. It's if you need help and you want to learn this, just watch the live stream so that I can call in front of you. Anyways, yeah, I'll talk to her, man. I'll have a conversation with her and I'll present my offer. Have you guys talked numbers at all? I don't want to say something that's different than what y'all talked about.
No, believe it or not, actually, she didn't even ask me what my offer was. She was just excited to get on the phone with me after we texted last night. But she responded well, and I think that anything that you offer is going to be good in terms of if it's anywhere close to asking price. I think in the description on the property, she asked for $495 seller finance.
Okay. All right. Yeah,
But
I'll
actually,
call.
it does say 25% down, 6% interest. But I ran the numbers and they do pan out well. There's definitely a return on investment and cash on cash.
But I can't put 25% down.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, she's willing to negotiate.
I think this is going to go really poorly, but if you want me to call her, I think it's going to go, hey, we've never talked before. I don't really know about the conversations that you've had. Am I the end buyer? No, I'm a wholesaler. So why didn't the other guy call? Well, I guess he wanted me to call. And she's like,
well, yeah, no, I get that.
I will call, man, but I think I'm going to mess up your deal right now. I have no idea who this woman is. We've never talked before. And the reason that people do business at a discount is because they like and trust the individual that we're calling about. And I'm calling to lowball her with no previous conversation. If I were to approach this lead from scratch, it would go better. But if I'm building off of your previous conversation, it's going to be hard, especially if you positioned me as the buyer, which I am not.
Understood.
So do you want me to? I just don't see it. I just don't see this going well, at all. But it would be good content for me to potentially have a. I mean, I'm not going to argue with her. If she's mad, I mean, we'll just say, all right, sounds like not a good fit. But I genuinely believe that probably the best way to get this deal done is you call her and tell her what you can offer.
No, fair enough. I do think that just having a conversation with her, saying how fast we could close for her if when we find the end buyer. Like I said, I think you would structure a deal a little bit better than I would here.
Okay.
I'm a little new.
All right.
Definitely new to you.
All right.
Your program.
We're gonna call, guys. We're gonna call. I have an interesting feeling about this one, but we're gonna call. Here we go. What's her name?
Her name's Natalia.
Natalia, and your name is?
My name's Keegan.
Keegan. Okay. Let's call Natalia. Here we go, guys.
Hello?
Hey, Natalia. This is Keegan's partner, Richard Taylor. He told me you guys were doing some seller financing on the Southwest Largo property, First Avenue.
Yeah, you were discussing yesterday.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I don't think we've met before. My name's Richard. Is now an okay time?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I heard you had a really rough experience with a wholesaler previously. I was so curious about that. I always love the horror stories. I mean, I've got 25 properties myself, but I always love to hear the horror stories. Tell me what happened.
Oh my God. So I decided, I had a real estate license before. I used to work in real estate, and
nice.
I had my property. I had few properties. I'm not investor, just I'm buying for myself and selling when I'm moving.
Part-time investor.
No, it's not investment. It's my own property. Okay. Yeah, I just buy condo for myself, live there, and sell it also by myself without realtor from my side. So I was doing this for a while, and I bought this house by myself. Only realtor was from the seller side. Right. And I decided to sell it now. And I was not aware of the changes in real estate area. Hemisphere.
Oh my
There's all these wholesalers, resellers, or owner financing and stuff. So the first company I went through few contracts. The first company offered me 530, and contract was good and everything. I probably haven't paid too much attention to small print where they were saying they will advertise and stuff like that. I just was so happy I found a buyer, and it's a big company with all technology and everything, and they send me this contract. I sign it. Then next day they call me and they said, you need to delist from MLS, from Zillow, from everywhere. I said, why? They said, we're gonna run some tests.
And did you take it off the market?
No, I didn't. I did not. I said, I can't, because I have contracts. Why do you need it? And they weren't telling me. They weren't telling me honestly what they're gonna do and who they are and what they're doing. They're like, we're gonna run some tests. I said, are you direct buyer? Yeah, we direct buyers. Don't worry about it, but we need to run some tests. So they hold me for 6 weeks. Running test with me. I said, I can put on hold if you need some kind of test, but I'm not going to remove it because I paid already for a year in advance. I spent over $2,000. I'm not going to just remove it without closing on the house.
Yeah.
Give me the money, I remove it, no problem. But I'm not going to remove for you to run some tests. So... Yeah, wow. This second guy, then the 6 weeks later, they said we need to cancel because you're not removing your listings, so we cannot test. I said, all right, testers.
I think they're trying to send it to their buyer.
Yeah, yes, they were trying to list and sell during the contract terms.
Yeah, totally. That's really frustrating. Sorry that happened to you.
The second one was even worse. Also, I said, okay, something happened, something strange. I didn't realize that it's tendency right now. It's the whole industry of these wholesalers developed. I didn't realize, so I went to the second contract with wholesaler. He told me he's direct buyer, and Natalia, I will try to see if my partners will buy it. I have a lot of partners. If they don't buy it, I buy myself. I will buy it myself. He sent me his proof of funds and stuff like that, and then he start posting my post. I sent him pictures only for him to see because it was a lot of stuff in my house and everything. And he started posting these pictures on investors' websites, and people start calling me because some of them know me, and they're like,
"Oh, the call just dropped." I'm going to tell her I'm wholesaling it. I'm going to tell her. I'll give her the option to decline this. I'm not going to pose myself as the buyer. Oops. Sorry about that. I think the call dropped. My apologies. Go ahead.
I keep talking and some woman started talking to me over there.
Oh, I don't know what that was. Maybe you got a different call.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of calls from.
You're listed for sale by owner. It's gonna be a ton of people. I'm so curious. What are you from Eastern Europe? I heard the accent.
Yeah.
Are you Russian? Oh, you're Ukraine. You're Ukraine. I can't tell the difference between the accents. Okay. Oh, it's quite similar. Wow. Well, I want to see if I can make you an offer here. But my partner connected me with you, and he said that this person's been burned previously by 2 wholesalers. And I told him, I was like, hey, I don't think we're going to be a great fit for this woman, because while I complete 5 or 10 deals like this per month, I pass it off to my partners as well. And I can't do this for a third time to you. I don't want to lock up your deal and pass it off to somebody else for a third time. So I just want to let you know, I do 5 to 10 of these per month, and I'm only going to be under contract with you for about 5 days. But I can't pose myself as the buyer, knowing that you've been through this so many times previously. I can probably give you what you want offer wise, and I can see if we can get it done. And I can probably get that update for you within 5 days as to whether or not it's going to happen. I'm not going to have you take it off the market, but I'm not going to represent myself as the end buyer and say that we're getting this done again, because he connected me with you, and I have to be transparent with you. I have to tell you what my plan is here. So I think the reason there's so many people doing this is because it can be done effectively, but it can also be done the wrong way. And it sounds like you've dealt with a lot of people who have done it the wrong way. So no problem whatsoever if you want to end this conversation now. I'm looking to do business with you, but I can't present myself as the buyer. I do have property, but just not in this market.
All right.
So if you're still willing to have a conversation with me, which I would imagine you're like, no, I don't even want to talk to somebody like this.
Don't worry, keep talking.
Okay. Well, if you're still willing to have that conversation with me, I guess we can move on to some numbers here. What was the previous offer that you were looking to get on this thing? I heard it's something about 495 seller financed over 5 or 6 years.
Yes, seller finance 495. I was getting all kind of different numbers, but people cannot put down payment. I need a down payment to cover my mortgage.
Yeah, I take over mortgages. I just kind of leave.
I don't. I'm not gonna.
Oh, you guys don't do that. That's a no-go for you. Okay.
No, it's not. My bank do not allow that.
Now, none of the banks that I work with allow it either.
I will not violate the bank rules. No.
Yeah, so I have 25 houses, and all of those houses I took over the debt, and the bank said no. The bank was like, no, you're not allowed to do that. But what I did is I just pay it for the mortgage. I just pay it for the seller. So I just give you the payment that mortgage would be every single month.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll stop asking. I'll stop asking. Okay. I totally understand. I totally understand. Now this scenario would literally just be me paying you to pay your own mortgage. That would be all I'd be doing. So it wouldn't actually change names at all, but I understand that's not something you're looking to do here. What is owed on the mortgage right now? Because I guess if we're making you payments, we also have to figure out what the payoff is on the mortgage.
It's 25% of the price.
Yeah.
I listed all the requirements.
I totally understand. I also told my business partner, I was like, yeah, I don't know. We could take over a mortgage like that, but it sounds like you wouldn't be open to somebody taking over the mortgage.
No.
All right.
It's risky for me. This is the only house I have for the rest of my life. Maybe some, younger people can go for it, but the risk, I cannot.
And because I have 25 mortgages that I've taken over. What is the risk there?
The risk of bank find out that somebody else paying the mortgage for me, or you stop paying the mortgage, they can foreclose. They can ask me to pay mortgage right away. The rest of the mortgage, if I cannot
do on sale.
Foreclose.
Do on sale, exactly. So that's where the subject to deal. I don't do subject to. I put the house into a trust, and I partner with you on the trust. So it never actually leaves your name. You're there just in case of the default. So I don't do it the way that you've been told previously that the bank doesn't allow. I agree with you. That is a problem. The subject to deals, it could cause the due on sale clause. Very, very risky to do it that way. What I do is I simply do what you might do with your next of kin. I mean, if you have a kid one day, you would transfer this to your kid, but your name might still be on the mortgage. The way that you do that is you put the house in a trust and add an owner to the trust. So what I do is I don't actually violate the bank's terms at all. I totally agree that method is really risky. I'm simply saying, what if we made the payments for you without separating the name on the mortgage, and we kept you on there? Just to ensure if anything happened, we never actually transferred you off of the loan or off of the ownership of the property. So I totally understand if that's not going to be a good fit for you, because I can't put down 25%. I'd have to take over that debt and make you payments for the remaining amount. So that may not be a good fit for you, but I would want to let you know that absolutely don't do it in a way that pisses off the bank. In fact, my bank is willing to even hop on a phone with you and be like, yeah, this is okay. I've got a mortgage broker who I work with who allows it.
Nice. But for me, no reason to do this. No reason.
All right. Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, just wanna pull transaction simple.
My last question for you before I let you go is,
Partners.
if you were to get married to somebody and they wanted to be added onto the property, would you do that?
They wanna do what?
Let's say you got married to somebody who doesn't have any income, like a partner, like a life partner, and they wanted to be added onto the property and you wanted to add them on too. Would you do that?
Probably not.
So, I mean, you met the perfect match, the person you're looking to be in a relationship with forever. And they're like, "Hey,"
I'm from different culture. No.
so you wouldn't,
Men should do this, not a woman.
of course. What if you have kids? Would you ever add a kid onto the property?
I don't know. I don't have any. Planning. I'm 62.
All right. Well, essentially what I was trying to get at there is the bank doesn't have any issue with you adding on an owner. The bank is okay with that, but at the same time, I get it. It probably is not going to be a good fit here. I'm probably willing to pay your asking price, but I would need to add an owner onto the property to essentially pay the mortgage for you. But it doesn't sound like it's going to be a good fit at this time.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna take any.
All right.
These manipulations, no.
I know I'm a
I will
manipulator.
be living in the country. I will be living in the country, so I need to clean records and everywhere.
I get it. This is clean, and this happens every single day when somebody gets married, but I understand it is a massive manipulation. But thank you so much for talking to me.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
So here's what I'm getting at here. If you get married, let's say you have a house, you get married to somebody. Can you add an owner to that house, or you just can't add an owner? It's illegal. Bank gets mad. So you have a property, you own that property, you get married to somebody. Can you add an owner to the property? Yes or no? Like, would the bank get mad? Whoa, you just added an owner to the property? I'm killing you for that. You can't do that? So we've never had Jeff Bezos getting married to his wife and Jeff Bezos adds his wife onto the assets of the property, ownership of the property, because there's no way that she could qualify for a house worth $20 million. So Jeff Bezos didn't do that. When Elon Musk got married, he did not add an owner to his trust. I'm just making sure. Okay. How about this? You have kids. You die, but you have a mortgage on the property. Does the house just disappear because your kids couldn't assume the loan? It's just a scenario. Let's say you have a house and there's a mortgage on the house. You die and you're trying to give it to your kids. You can't give it to your kids because it's not assumable, right? Or is that not the case? That can't be the case. You die and you've got a loan on it. Wait a second. My grandma died last year. She had a mortgage on the property. My dad now owns the house, but her name is on the mortgage. How'd they do that? Well, the house is in a trust. They simply gave the trust to my dad. But that was illegal? Was that fraud? Grandma should not have done that, and we're going to dig her up and kill her again. Oh, it happens probably 100 times a day in the United States, and that's the entire point of a trust? All right, I'll say it one more time. There's two situations where this happens in every single day situations. You have a house with a mortgage on it. It's a new conventional. It's a conventional loan. You can't assume a conventional loan. It is not possible. You die with debt on your property. Your kid is kind of a loser and has no income, but you give him the property. He can't assume the loan because it's non-assumable and he has no income to assume the loan. Can we just not give that kid the property? Is it not possible? Because he can't assume the loan. Somebody else's name is on the loan. And even if he couldn't assume the loan, even if he could assume the loan, he doesn't have the income to do so. So we can't give him the property? No, of course you can. It literally happened in my family a year ago. Grandma has a house in a trust. Grandma dies. It was she lived a good life. She was old. It was natural, right? She dies. She has a conventional loan on the property. You can't assume a conventional loan. So they give the trust that contains the property to the next of kin. You understand? If a loan is not assumable, don't give somebody else ownership of your house. Put the house into a trust and then give that person the trust. That makes sense? Okay, here's another scenario. I make $4 million a year. What are the chances that my partner makes $4 million a year too? We think that's likely? Do you really think my partner is going to make 8 to 10 racks a day? I make $8,000 to $10,000 a day. Do I really think my partner is going to make $8,000 to $10,000 a day? Okay, I took out a loan using my income to buy a property. Hypothetical. Let's say I took out a loan using my income to buy a property. Then I get married. Can I add that person onto the ownership of my property if the loan is non-assumable and if they don't have the income to pay the loan? It's literally every day. There's probably hundreds of you who will do this later in life. Usually, the way that the West Coast is set up, as our seller just said, not to say that I agree with it, but traditional gender roles are such that the man works and that the woman might stay at home. And because of that, you typically have a man who buys a house, man gets married to woman, he adds woman on to ownership of the house, but she may not have the income to qualify for that ownership. So how do you do that? Well, you put the property into a trust and you add an owner onto the trust, right? Happens every single day in the United States. And then we have somebody who's saying, well, what about probate? Doesn't the house have to go through probate? It would, but that's yet another reason to use a trust. You can give a trust to somebody else like that, like really, really quick, but you can't give a house to somebody like that really, really quick. Usually, especially if there's no will and you just die and there's nothing there. But if it's a trust, great, excellent. You literally just transfer the trust to the next of kin and you don't even have to fully transfer it. You could still maintain 10% ownership of that if the person's, say, incompetent, right? So the way that I own 90% of my houses is I had the seller put into a trust and I bought the trust from the seller. Anyways, we got some questions. Yes, but the lender still owns the house assets until the mortgage is paid off. I understand your perspective about the lender owning the house. On a VA, with a VA loan, that is the case. On a VA loan, the lender technically owns the house on a land contract. But with an FHA loan or actually a lot of VA loans too, or a new conventional or a conventional loan, you hold the ownership of the property. You're the owner of the property. So even if you have a loan on the property, you're still the owner of the property, right? You can elect to burn that house down. Nobody can stop you from doing that. Okay, maybe you can't burn your properties down, but there's mortgage, there's debt, and then there's the ownership. So even if you still have debt on the property, that doesn't mean you're not the owner of a house. That would mean Grant Cardone has no houses. That would mean Pace Morby has no houses. Debt and ownership are two entirely different things. Occasionally, the Veterans Association will grant somebody a loan on what's called a land contract, but 99% of mortgages are not land contracts. So it gets a little bit technical here, but there's some important nuances to understand. Anyways, we will clip that call and I will show you guys what a failed negotiation looks like. So I'll tell Andrew to clip that. Anyways, I kind of figured that there wasn't much to do there because they want 25% down. What are we going to do? I don't know what the difference is because I'm still the owner of the property. Like I get depreciation for owning the asset. So even if the lender holds the title until the loan is paid off, I'm the owner of the property and I get what would even be the difference? If I'm depreciating the property, what would be the difference between the lender holding it and me holding it? As long as I can depreciate my asset, meaning lower my taxes from my ownership of the property, no difference, right? But that would mean that when you own a house, you don't actually own a house. The bank owns the house. But you do own the house, guys, unless it's on a land contract. Clip call from 25 min ago. Failed negotiation. I thought I built good rapport with her. Let me try to call our. We've got one more call to do here, maybe two. I'm gonna call Harry again because we were supposed to walk a property today, but I don't know if we did. He's been AFK for a couple hours though. He's not available. I'm very curious what Lexi would say about this. Because we got a guy in the chat who's saying, well, you don't technically own the property because the bank holds the title and you have the deed until it's paid off. But I mean, what's the difference if I'm depreciating it on my taxes? What's the difference if I collect all the income from the property? What's the difference if I make all the decisions? What's the difference if I get to sell the property? I mean, I feel like it's just, haha, got you. You don't really own it. But when you look on public record and it says owner, it's my name on that, right? As long as I can depreciate the asset, I don't really care. But when you look on public record and it says owner, does it say me or does it say the bank? It says me. Anyways. We talked to Cam, right? Yoni wants to show me another deal. Yoni, what do you have?
So it's a mortgage takeover. She's open to do it with 10% down. And then, I mean, I don't have much experience with mortgage takeover, so I was like, I have a partner that's.
Let's see if it's a deal. Let's see if it's a deal. AI27 says buy my house. AI27, what's your address? And then go ahead and send me your address, Yoni, for this deal.
I did send it to you.
Longwood?
Yeah. I don't know if she had mortgage because I called her as a facade finance. I did it on Propwire and it showed me that I had full mortgage, but she said she's able to work out on terms or whatever as long as it's 10% down. And I was like, cool. Like, I don't have experience on it, but then I have a business partner that's open to that knows about this much better than I do. I said he'll give you a call.
Okay. So I see that they owe about 174. They have an asking price of 244 and it's been 2 months on market. So in theory, we could just give them a lump sum to take over the debt that they have. So we could just
she's open to that. It's just
10% down. Okay. Yeah, I think we can do 10% down, especially because it's a duplex. Do you know what the house rents out for? Did she tell you?
So she said if I rent it out as per bedroom, since it's close to the university, I can do $650, but she's been renting it out the whole duplex, $1,200 each side.
Nice. Do you know what the mortgage is costing? Actually, I think it's showing us.
She didn't talk to her that much. We didn't go that far.
I think they pay $1,400 on their loan, and I think that they have a really low taxes and insurance of maybe only $200 per month. So she pays $1,600, and you're saying they could rent out for $2,400 total? Good. Okay. And then 10% down. Oh, actually, she's asking 244. So 10% would only be 24,400. Yeah, that works. That works, guys. You're paying 16 and you're bringing in 24 and you give 25K down. Yeah. I think that could work. So this is the exact same situation, guys. This is my second shot at the exact same situation. The only difference here is she has very little equity, whereas the person that we just talked to has a lot of equity.
Yeah, I sent you her number in your DMs too.
Okay. You know what I should have asked that woman? When you die, what happens to the property? You know what she would have said? I no die. No. No. I know. No. I no. No. I mean, what she would have, because she doesn't have kids. By the way, Instagram's going to end this live stream. Beep. Oh, they froze. Instagram, this live stream is going to I'm going to be forced to end this live stream because I think it's pre-recorded. What would she have said? I think she'd literally say, I'm going to live forever. Because what happens if you have a mortgage on your house and you die? Does it explode? No. Thank you. No, it's manipulation. No. No. I'm like, dude, what? So what? You know nobody. You have zero friends, zero connections, nobody. Your assets, they go to the state when you die. Yes. All right. Nothing I can do there. Nothing I can do there. Anyways, let's why did I lose my train of thought? What were we doing? You sent me this deal, taking over debt 10% down. Wendy is the person you're talking to?
Yeah, I sent your number. So
And your name is, what do they know you by?
Yoni.
Yoni, okay.
I said, yeah.
And you guys, what was the extent of your conversation? What did you guys talk about?
So she said as long as she was telling me much about what she wanted to do with the seller financing. And then she told me how she would want 10 down, whatever. And then she said she's pretty open to like all the terms and stuff.
Okay. All right.
So
Calling.
all right.
Wendy.
Hey, Wendy. My name is Richard Taylor. I'm Yoni's business partner. You were having a conversation with him about the duplex he had on Longwood Ave?
Yes.
I'm interested in this. This is right up my alley here. I wanted to see if you had a minute to talk about your terms.
Sure.
So I understand you're just looking for 10% down. And then what were the other terms you were looking for on this thing?
So a minimum of 10%. So like I explained to him, I don't have a set parameters of I have to have this, I have to have that.
Sure.
The people that have called before, like I told him, we kind of go through this process and it gets to be the what ifs and would you do this and would you do that, and they haven't even seen the property yet.
Sure.
So I kind of refrain from going too deep into discussing terms because the terms aren't so important to me. I'm pretty flexible. Like I told him, if you wanted to do, I don't know what your situation is, but the way I would do it would be an options agreement.
Sure.
And the option term could be, I don't care if it's a year, 3 years, 5 years, if you're looking for long-term financing, whatever it is, I'm not so concerned about that.
You want it to actually happen. You want real numbers and you want it to actually happen. You want somebody to see the property.
Yeah, because I'm not really, like I said, the terms can always be worked out. That's not a big deal to me. I don't mind holding notes. I actually prefer seller financing.
Wow.
So it doesn't matter to me really.
What has
If you wanted to buy it outright, that's fine too. Well, think about it. Like, wouldn't you rather be the bank?
I would, but your perspective is so rare.
Yeah, well, kind of. When you run into people who are one-offs and they're just trying to unload a property and they want the cash right now, that's one thing. But if you run into people who are investors, they understand if they're in a position to be able to hold the note, it's more advantageous to them.
Okay, I see. So you've done this before.
Yeah.
You're a note holder.
So I'm not opposed to it. I have more properties than I have notes, but I have learned the things that I have seller financed have done very well. And over a period of time, I think back to, well, if I'd have just sold that property outright for $100,000 10 years ago versus seller financing it for a term of
10 years. Like, obviously I made way more money by doing that. So, sometimes I'm in a position, if I want to buy something and I'm looking to take that money and, put it into something right away, then I would be more inclined to just, be out of it. But if I'm not looking to take that money and purchase something new right away, the reason I'm letting it go is because, one, students aren't really my niche. They're not at all my niche. And up there in that location, it's excellent if you want to deal with students. I have some multifamilies. I live about an hour away. And my niche when I deal with the multifamilies, especially rooms for rent, is more older men, single older men, because they're stable, there's no drama, they're on a fixed income, it's great. But that is not the best market for that up there. That is really ideal if you want to deal with students.
Where do you find where do you find the single older men? I'm curious.
Well, I just advertise it like I would advertise any property.
Looking for single older men, is it you just put out a big ad looking for older single men, and then they just start hitting you up left and right, and then you're like, actually, it's about a house.
Say that. You can't really say that, obviously, because I would get jammed up for discrimination. But I just put it out there, and if I already have, let's say, a property that I'm doing rooms for rent in, a woman isn't going to want a room in a property that has 3 other male roommates anyway. So that kind of weeds itself out.
I bet your sign gets crazy
have
traction.
to be older.
Easy to find it, hard to rent it out. I mean, you get 1 million calls, you put out a sign ambiguously, I'm looking for single older white men. Your phone rings off the hook. You've just got a picture of yourself.
I don't care.
And then you're just like, hey, by the way, it's a rental. By the way, it's a rental. And then that's kind of where it's hard to convert them.
No, I definitely don't advertise like that. But so that's a good niche for me here. Again, back to the students. It's great for students, but that's not my niche. And it's an hour away from me. My contractors are more local here to where I am. So it's just not the best property for me. So
now I don't have a single house in Virginia. I own in Tennessee, Indiana, Georgia, Texas, Pennsylvania, Oregon. Or Colorado too. I don't have a single house in Virginia, and I don't have a single connection out here. So my game plan would be, if we come to an agreement, I'm gonna pay a random inspector on the internet to go check this thing out, who I have never met before. But I will say, I may not be your best buyer because I've only seen one of my houses. I've only seen my house in San Antonio one time for a YouTube video. I've never seen any of my quadplexes, fiveplexes, never been there. So I'm kind of your sight unseen buyer. I send random contractors on the internet. Is that okay?
But yeah, I mean, I don't mind who you send over there. That's totally up to you.
Okay.
There are some in the area. I mean, I'm happy to refer you to some people,
please.
Or you can just find somebody randomly on your own.
That would be great.
Okay, so back to the property. So like I said, the terms are negotiable. I'm not so stuck on the terms. That's something, if you wanted to move forward, we could figure out the terms as to what works best for you and for me. The 10% down, that's a minimum. You can put down however much you want to put down, but I would request 10% at minimum.
Bank
and then, like I said, depending on your monthly payments and where you need to be and how long of a term you want to hold it for. And that's when we would figure out, payments and all that stuff. So,
okay. I suggest we do this the way I did my last one, just because it was so seamless for all parties involved. I just bought a house in Minneapolis, a quadplex in Minneapolis, kind of like this one, for $460,000. The seller had a mortgage on it of $420,000, and they were listed with a realtor. So realtor was taking 6%. And they were just going to be underwater if they sold it normally. Now, I don't know if that's the case on this one, but what I had them do is, we initially talked about a subject to deal, but I was like, I don't really want to do a subject to deal because that could trigger the due on sale clause. Is there another way that we could do this? And he said, yeah, we own the house in a trust. I can just add you onto the trust and stay on as kind of like a partial owner of the trust, just in case you miss payments. And I was like, why would you want to do that? And he said, well, if you miss your payments on here and I just give you the house, I have to foreclose on you to get it back. Whereas if you miss your payments and I just gave you a controlling interest of this trust, but my name stayed on that trust, the ownership of the trust can default back entirely to me if you miss your payments. And then about a month ago, I sold my house in San Antonio the first time I saw that property using this trust structure. So it's kind of been the new wave for me. I don't know if that's something you're open to, but essentially I'd have a real estate attorney create a trust. We'd put the house in a trust, and I would purchase the right to your property, kind of as you would in a lease option here. And we could do this just by taking over the debt that's in place.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I'm open to a lot of different creative financing ways. Like I was telling your partner, what I've done in the past is options agreements. I don't know if you're familiar with those.
I've never done one before. Lease option you're talking about?
So option agreement so how it would work, you can determine the time frame, a year, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever the time frame is, and you do an option agreement for that, particular time frame. And then it's recorded. So the option agreement would get recorded. So that restricts me as the seller from selling or clouding the title. Nothing did get done with the title because it would be recorded. And then obviously we would structure everything in the option agreement as far as payments, et cetera, all of that stuff. The mortgage would stay in my name.
Like a wrap. You wrap around. So you wrap a larger amount around it. I'd pay down that hypothetical amount, and I'd have the option to purchase it for that amount at a later date.
Well, so that's what an option means. You have the right, but not the obligation. Let's just say there was a fire or a hurricane or something happened. Even though there is insurance on the property that would cover that, you may be like, I don't want it now.
Right.
And then you could walk away. However, whatever you've paid into it, you would not get back.
Right.
So you can do
a wrap.
Whatever you want with the property. It is very similar to a wrap.
Yes. Yeah. I've done that before. My only issue is when I do those deals is that I want to use accelerated depreciation. Are you familiar with the new policy, accelerated depreciation?
I am familiar with accelerated depreciation.
I can take 5 or 6 years of depreciation up front, but I need to be an owner of the property. And if I do a kind of a wraparound scenario, you technically hold title on the property and I can't depreciate my asset. And then the other thing about that is at our balloon or our hypothetical payoff date, my option to pay you is by getting my own loan at market interest rates rather than refinancing you out of it. So on my refinance, I can pull 75% out of what the house is worth. But if I have an option, I have to obtain financing to pay that option. So my concern here is I don't get my accelerated depreciation, which I'll be honest, that's $90K off my taxes if I buy this property, which is part of the reason why I'm interested. And then the other thing is I want to refinance you out, not get a loan to get you out of this, because as an entrepreneur, my income is not exactly W-2 income, and I can't, it's not quite the same as all of my houses are creative finance because it's kind of hard for me to get a loan as an entrepreneur. So what I would say is I'd love to do that trust structure that I talked about because I can get depreciation and I can refinance you out of the deal, but I 100% can put down your 10% down. That's no problem at all, as long as we have the cash flow to justify it. Do you know difference between income on the property and mortgage payment? I heard mortgage might be $1,700 and rent might be $2,400.
So I'd have to look at that one. I think the mortgage on that one is around 16 escrowed, I believe. I'd have to pull it and see.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I think that's about what it is.
And 1,200 per side?
Yeah. Well, $1,200 if you're doing it as a duplex, $1,200 up and down, each. And then when I did rooms for rent, which may be beneficial if you're working with college students, rooms for rent, I did $650 each. So that would increase your profit margins if you did rooms for rent.
And then what'd you get on the rooms for rent? I mean, sure, they destroy the house, but what'd you get on that?
$650 is what I charged.
But I guess I mean,
have 6 rooms.
Oh, 6 rooms. So that's
6 rooms.
What is that? Yeah. $4,000 or something? I don't have the math in my head like that.
So, and I also, obviously, I covered utilities doing that. So you would obviously subtract that out. I covered the utilities. I did Wi-Fi up there. You can get T-Mobile Wi-Fi and it's $50 flat. So it's pretty cheap. And yeah, I had the grass, I had the yard maintained. From my properties like that, what I do also is I'll bring in someone to clean the common areas, meaning the bathrooms, the kitchens, the hall, things like that, every other week, just to maintain some level of cleanliness, in the property. But that's obviously your choice. But yeah, if you rented all 6 rooms at $650, you're a little under $4,000.
I've never done student rentals, but I have done midterm rentals. I think I'm probably closer to being a student who rents out a house than being a landlord who rents out a house to students. But I'll tell you what, I'd be willing to kind of dip my toes in this. So let's see if we can get this done. Is it about 175 owed on the loan right now?
Again, I would have to pull that one and look at it and see. Probably. But yeah, I would have to pull it and see.
Okay. So I'm thinking, what I'm thinking is I don't even think we need a balloon period. I could probably just pay you off. I wonder if I did a little more than 10% down, if we could just take over the position you have in the debt. What do you think if we covered closing costs and offered you more than 10% down? I think mortgage might be close enough to asking price that we could just sort of take over what's in place and then pay the loan through the trust, and you would just get a lump sum up front to kind of be out of the deal. I don't know if that's something you'd be open to, but I was told that mortgage might be quite close to asking.
Let me pull it and see. And then, if it's something you want to move forward with, I'm open to, all options.
I'm thinking there'll be probably two options. I'll probably do either what you're looking for, 25 down, and make you payments for the rest, or just to increase my cash flow in case I go with the normal rental route and my cash flow is kind of tight. Maybe just give you a lump sum to kind of buy you out of the deal.
Yeah.
Tell me, yeah. So text me mortgage balance, and then we'll probably hop back on a call tomorrow. But if you're ever looking to sell anything else, I'm always buying, even if it's in distressed condition. So send my partner anything else that you're looking to sell in the future. We're interested. I own in 9 different states, so I don't really care where it is.
Okay. All right. I will.
Great.
Sounds good.
It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
All
I
right.
hope we can do business soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you later.
Bye-bye. Wow, that was superb. That was actually superb. I loved that call. Okay. I'm happy about that, guys. I think more than the structure of the deal, that was a masterclass in objection handling. Guys, do you see how I positioned it such that the trust was the previous seller's idea and that he was getting me on board so that I share her skepticism for the trust? Do you see how insane that was? That was actually cracked. So when I was pitching the trust, what I did is I got on her side and I said, hey, this guy wanted to do this weird method of sale with me. And I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What is that? What is that? What is that? Why would I ever want to do that? And then I explained it such that the other seller had to convince me to do it rather than me convincing them to do it, which opened her up to doing that method of sale. And then I brought in further objection handling when she wanted to do a lease option or wraparound agreement. I said, I don't get to depreciate the asset, which is true. And then I also don't get to refinance you out of the deal. I have to go ahead and obtain my own financing to do it, which makes it really hard to do, especially because I'm not the most bankable person ever. And I loved the rapport that I was building because she was telling me, she was saying, well, I'm looking for I advertise to single men. And I was like, oh, you just put up a sign looking for single white men and they just come flying toward. And, we're kind of making jokes about that, guys. So I'll tell you what, who was that for? Was that for Yoni?
Yeah.
Dude, that went swimmingly. We're probably going to get this deal. Yoni, can I get your phone number, please, in my DM so we can get in a group chat with her?
All right, I'll text it to you right now.
Great, thank you. I'm super happy with that call, guys. I think that went swimmingly.
I sent it to you right now.
Got you. And then let me add her to my contacts. She's the owner, right? Yeah, she's the owner. She's well-versed. I like her. I think she's great. I love talking to a seller like that. She was actually the exact opposite of the last seller. The last seller was like paralyzed. This woman she's locked in. She's talking about being a note holder. Wouldn't you rather be the bank? Oof. She's smart cookie. I like her. And then Yoni, let me add you. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm going to put y'all in a group chat. And then her name is going to be I want to say thanks for the call. Just let me know mortgage balance and payments, and we'll send you an offer. It was a pleasure speaking to you. And then we'll follow up with her tomorrow. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to follow up with Longwood Ave.
Okay, I added it.
Cool. And then I'm putting that one in my system here. God, I'd love to talk to Harry. We literally got a deal done yesterday, but I haven't talked to anybody. Waiting for mortgage balance and payments. Couldn't get a hold of realtors yesterday. Spoke to that person. River, they went in a different direction, right? Just so I crossed you off. River, did they go in a different direction? Are you here? I don't know if River's there. Hopefully told you current rate for occupied. Yeah, he did. Yusuf, he did. And Yusuf, you want a little update? And then where's AJ? Where's AJ? Yusuf, here's our update. Oh, AJ is here. Never mind, AJ. Sorry, I texted you. Never mind. But Yusuf, Joseph's buyer is now paying $20,000 for that thing. Again, one buyer didn't, other buyer is, but we're getting it inspected on Saturday, and then we'll kind of know what's going on from there. But EMD is in on that, so you're safe.
Perfect. That's amazing.
Yeah. Anyways, that's happening. I would bet on that deal. I don't know. Well, of course we have the inspection to happen, so I really, really hope it's going to be. I really hope it happens, but
yeah, I'm sure. And also don't forget, Richard, the seller did say that if there is any repairs needed, he will do it.
The seller said that?
Yeah, he said that.
Well, that's amazing. That is amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's really good. So that's awesome. Off-market seller finance, Butler. Oh, wow. Yeah, Chris, totally. Well, perfect. Yusuf, that's going through, man. I'm really excited about that. Great work.
Perfect. I really appreciate it, Richard. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you. Next, we're going to have a success story, but Yoni, let's talk to you tomorrow. Yoni, we're going to have a conversation tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. And for the Atlanta seller finance, if he sends it, should I text it to you or send it to you? Just go.
You have my cell phone number. Call me. But we're going to talk tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. We'll do that. All right. Thank you.
Tomorrow at 1:45, remind me to bring up Yoni.
Okay, I added it.
All right, Yoni, got you. And then AJ, are you 15 or 16?
I'm 16 now. I turned 16 in September. So
All right, 16-year-old AJ is going to show us something. We talked to a 16-year-old yesterday. This is the 16-year-old from today. AJ, what do you have for us?
I have a trust acquisition in Seguin, Texas. Seguin, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Love it, man. Let's see if it's a winner.
I'll text you. Oh yeah, I think I texted you the DocuSign stuff, but I'll text you the address right now.
Great. Yes. Please text me the address so that we can review this deal. Great. Checking. Now, what's the interest rate on your deal, man?
The seller had a 4.875, which isn't, I don't know. On Bachelor's it was telling like a 3, so that's why I called it, but she said that it was that, which isn't too good, but I was fine with it for the price.
Well, let's see. Okay, so it's cheap, which I was hoping for. I was hoping you'd say it was cheap because cash flow starts to disappear as prices go high, and cash flow is king right now. So, moment of truth. I don't really care about your rate. What's your PITI?
1,300.
This thing rent for more than 1,300?
Yeah, well, so on Rentcast it says 1,500, but that's because there's like a rent in there, or at least my comps are giving me like one with like 900, so that's why it was a little bit lower. But Rentometer was giving me like 1,750 in like the greenish yellow. So, and then they were saying that the agent was like, yeah, she just wants to sell it, but if you were to rent it, we had people lined up for, like, one guy was apparently like wanting to pay like 1,800, and that was normal, but like everyone was like around like 1,675 to 1,700 or
Okay.
1,750. So they've had interest for more than that, which the agent was kind of surprised for what the property is, but that's what they've been having. The seller just wants to sell it, so
Okay.
that's why they ever rented it.
Check the chat because this is what buyers are going to see. Buyers are going to see that, well, my rent estimate is $1,300. So we would have to have evidence. We'd have to have evidence because this is the place where they're going to check, and rent is showing $1,300 over here. And if they see that, it's going to be like, well, I don't really know why I'd buy this deal because I'm not cash flowing on it, and the rate's not particularly low either. So sometimes we can do a deal with no cash flow because of the rate or location. But this one, location suffices. Cash flow, we'd have to have evidence for the $1,700. Otherwise, it would be a really, really hard deal to make happen. So can they give us any sort of evidence that we could do that? Because every house here is between 13 and 15.
Yeah, I think they might have had it rented for a little like around there, so I could try to get it, but I'm not sure if she said it was rented or it was vacant yet. But it was an investment, but I'm just not sure if it was rented when they bought it, because she was kind of like lazy with it, and then she just wanted to get it off her hands. So I really don't know, but I can go to the agent and ask for like
just say, hey, like I'm in this for the
whatever.
cash flow, and my down payment's proportionate to my cash flow. It looks like you guys are in a rent for about 1,300 based on the screenshot I just dropped in the chat right there. It's 1,362 on Zillow. Can we get any evidence that it would go for higher? Because right now it's seeming like it wouldn't. And then if it does rent for $1,700, even if it does go for 1,700, which everything else going for 1,300, that's not a whole lot of cash flow. The difference between 1,300 and 1,700 is quite thin. So I'd want a really low down payment, like agent commission only type, like 4 or 5K down on this thing. Unfortunately, even if it does rent for the 1,700, so we got some hurdles to get over on this one. I always like to target really cheap markets because the cash flow is a really widespread, even with high rates.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense.
Hold on, my team just texted me, but yeah, that would be my feedback on that one. Is there anything else?
No, I just wanted to show you it because then I have that one, and then this agent was like, me and her have been going back and forth, but on like one of her listings, I didn't even get through. Like, I literally asked about the rent, and then she's like, oh yeah, my seller's open to someone just taking over their loan, and I was like, okay, perfect. And I just kind of explained the trust to her after that because she thought I was doing like a loan assumption. But then like after I kind of explained it to her, she was like, yeah, I have 8 other ones that would be open to this too. So
That's amazing. I fear that we could really only pay the agent on this one like 4K, 5K max, and I'm not even very confident in that because ultimately somebody's got to buy this deal knowing that there's not much cash flow. So we need evidence of the 1700, and if we have evidence, probably 4K down.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so essentially, man, what I would do to make this work is I'd separate the two deals and I would split the assignment fees, adding 750 to both assignment fees. So if one assignment is 10,000, which it is, it's 10,750. The other assignment's 10,750. That accounts for transaction coordination for the deal. The buyer is not willing to pay an additional TC fee on top of it. It's frustrating. I'm going to ask the buyer about this really quickly. I'll just text him. Hey, quick question. Seller finance deals do require like a real TC, not a VA. Do you want to use I know you guys don't want to pay TC fees and you want to add it on top, but actually we'll just add it on top. It's totally fine. Okay. We got a couple more questions. AJ, we helped you out. Now, Chris, you got something good to show us. Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, nothing much. I texted you over the details of my deal and the property address.
Let's check it out.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Zach, I'll try to get to that in just a sec. Let me help this person first. Okay, so what is Butler? Is Butler people live over there?
It's a suburb of Milwaukee.
Oh, good. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. That's what we like to hear. Let's just see how far she is. Butler. Oh, yeah. It's there. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. Whenever I've never heard of it, guys, location trumps everything, guys. It's just like you could have the best deal in the world, but if it's rural, you ain't got anything. So this is cool, man. I like it. This looks really, really good. I mean, this is the type of thing I might buy. Let's just check this out. This looks
The
great.
only thing I'm waiting on, since it's off market, are internal photos. I haven't seen what it looks like inside yet.
Are there photos on PropStream?
I looked and I couldn't find them on PropStream.
Okay.
But I couldn't find the address on PropStream. It could have been just a glitch in the moment.
No. Sometimes when it's a duplex, it's like you have to change the number here. So maybe 42. Yep, I found it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so photos not on PropStream. It's owned in a trust. Okay, so assuming it's a good condition property, which I think it is. I mean, it looks to be in okay condition. I think it's in good condition. I don't really know, but it's landscaped. It looks totally fine. Assuming it's a good condition property, 320, 22K down, $700 per month, $2,000 rent, 8-year balloon.
Yeah.
Probably a $12,000 deal.
Awesome.
That's huge.
That's exciting.
How did you get this? It's off market.
So I have been working with a realtor, and I've sent him a bunch of deals or a bunch of offers for. And we've stayed in contact. They have never accepted any of the cash offers or creative offers that I have provided them. But he reached out to me late last night with this offer. saying that the seller was open to creative finance. And so the only terms that they wanted from their side were the 320. And that was it. So then I just underwrote it and wanted to run it by you to see what you thought.
I love it, man. It's beautiful. It's amazing. And I bet it's in good condition. The siding looks good. The roof looks good. The landscaping is done. Ain't no way they're not taking care of the inside. I bet it's in just fine condition. It doesn't look rough at all. This is an amazing deal. You just got $12,000 was calling you last night and you picked up.
Yeah.
That just happens.
Right now, so.
That literally just that's how this happens, guys. Like you get nothing. And then like randomly, like one of the people who you talk to just calls you back and is like, hey, you remember when you made that offer? I'm ready now. And it's just, and guys, as a seller, I've been in this position before. Like as somebody who's selling houses like that I own too, sometimes you're just like, I don't really care. Just get it done. All right, just get it done. And that's what happened here. So I'm curious though, how long did you do? Because I've never had success having a buyer's agent present offers as well. But how long did you do outreach with agents before you got this?
So I have been in your Discord since October of last year.
Cool.
I've been outreaching pretty consistently since then. Let's see. I have gotten 2 properties under contract, but never closed a deal. So this would be the first deal that I close.
I'm hyped for you, man. This is going to start something big for you. I'm really excited. Yeah. Very, very good job, man. This is an awesome deal. Kill it. Go get that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And it's because I've been listening to you. So, one of the things that I took away is making sure that I stay connected with the realtors that I feel like I've built rapport with. And so I appreciate those nuggets of knowledge from you. And that's inevitably what led to this.
Dude, awesome work. Awesome work.
Thank you.
Love it.
Appreciate you, sir.
Absolutely. Keep going. This guy says 40% cash on cash return. What did I do wrong? Wow. 40%, man. That's insane.
Exactly. I think I did it all the way wrong. So the property address is going to be 859 Lexington Street, Norfolk.
859 Lexington Street. That sounds like a Norfolk, VA.
Yep.
Okay. This would have to be creative finance to have that sort of return. So guys, I have a very controversial opinion about wholesaling. And my very controversial opinion is that if you're going to wholesale on market properties and you're just doing cash deals, it should be 150 and below, maybe 200 and below max. If you're just doing cash deals, guys, you should be 200 max price point on market. If you're doing off market, maybe you can find better deals. But guys, every single time I see a house that's 300K, 400K, 500K, and I have to do cash on it, it's like 100, 150, 200K below list. It's so offensive as an offer. It's just that we don't ever get to.
No, this one was for me to do seller finance. I put it in the mortgage calculator, and I just wanted help checking if I did it right.
I'm sure you did if it's seller finance, because I was just going to say with cash deals, guys, and it's in the 300s like this, got to be way below. Now I'm curious though, where did you find this thing? Because it's listed off market. It's not for sale.
No, I'm so sorry. That's actually not the right one. I guess I put it in my CRM wrong. If you give me like literally 1 minute max, and if not, skip the next person.
I'll tell you what, Yusuf has a question, so we'll talk and then we'll talk again. Yusuf, what's up, man?
What's up, Richard? I just sent you like a Google Drive regarding the property that I got from 100K to 60K. And I just wanted your thoughts regarding the condition, because I feel like it's no-go and it's a go at the same time.
Well, Hagen?
Yeah.
Where is Hagen?
It's in, I really don't know. I guess it's like in Claxton City or something, like apart from like.
Is it in the middle of nowhere? Oh.
Yeah, but it's tenant occupied. So I thought
Oh
like,
man, that's so hard. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. This is
yeah,
how many people live here?
is it 900?
Man, this is like a slavery town. Look at this photo. You want to see what Hagen, Georgia looks like, bro? Look at this. This is like Plantationville. The only thing that ever happened in this area was owning people. Look at this. When you look up Hagen, Georgia, it's like literally just this, which is terrifying to say the least. I wouldn't know what to do with something like this. Even if we have tenants in place, I mean, this is a declining area, like super declining area. I couldn't send this to Joseph. I couldn't send this to any of my buyers. My team would just flat out reject it due to location.
Gotcha.
Places like this, the reason they exist is because you used to be able to own people about 150 years ago. And when you can own people, you can do farming really cheap, and you can do farming out here. And then it became illegal to own people. And now that you can't own people, the area is dying. And the GDP here is like $20. Okay, more than that. But this is like deals like this are just I don't know what to do with them, you know?
I got you. I totally understand. Yeah. I thought like because it's rented out, maybe it's going to be a deal. But I know that like it's the area is really bad. I just know.
Yeah, the area is probably the most important thing because your terms, like your numbers, are probably insane. But it's just the buyer's biggest question is how do we find another tenant?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do this. Like if I'm an investor, I wouldn't buy this. I'll be honest. Yeah, thank you. This is the only question that I had.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Hey, there you go. Let's talk. Yeah.
Linked it in the chat. Do you see it?
In the chat. Oh, here, yeah.
Yeah, live stream chat. Yeah.
Okay, duplex. Maybe needing some work. Okay.
I calculated, I think like 48,000 on the work needed probably.
Doesn't look that bad, man. It just looks like it needs floors. It looks like it needs floors.
I didn't want to insult them on. I don't want them insulted on the number, but like I didn't want to be assaulted by walking in there. You feel me?
No, it's not that bad, man. It looks like it needs some floors and stuff. Okay. So what kind of deal did you have on this thing?
So yeah, I wanted this one to be creative. I spoke with them today. I didn't give them my offer number because I was a little unconfident on how I put it in the calculator. And so the numbers I've got for the calculator, right? The help I really just wanted was just to figure out exactly where I might have went wrong, because 40% cash on cash doesn't even sound right for some reason.
Well, it's very possible with seller finance. We do see it happening in seller finance. So we'll talk about it. So tell me your terms. What terms do you have?
Okay. So 30-year, 0% interest rate. I've got at list price. I know we usually go over 10%.
That's okay.
Over. I just kept it right at the list price.
That's cool.
I also
so 236. What's your down payment?
Down payment is at. Let me see. I did 5% down payment.
Really?
No. On this one, I took off the down payment because I was messing around with the numbers and I wasn't sure. So I put 0 down payment. I watched too much Pace Morby. I'm saying 0, 0, 0. So.
Well, shit. I mean, I've seen it before. I like that you're having the confidence to pitch that. It's pretty badass. Okay, so 236, $0 down. What are your monthly payments?
Monthly is at $1,861.
$1,861. And is this thing going to rent for more than that? Oh, it's a duplex. What does it bring in?
It's a duplex, and then from what I've picked up from the market, I think anywhere from $1,400 to $2,000. I've wasn't really sure if you like. I'd love to watch your method on how you find
Per
market
side?
rent.
Okay, yeah, we'll figure that out. Hold on. So what I'm gonna do is my screen share up?
Yep.
Okay. All right, here's the property. I love to see all these streets, guys. These streets mean people live here as opposed to the other area. So 245. Wait, that's not it. Where'd it go? Oh, it's down here. Okay. There it is. Now, each unit is a 3-bed, 1-bath if it's split evenly. And each unit has square footage of about 1,200. And if we look at what's for rent here, here's a house for 24. Here's a unit for 12. So yeah, you probably go for 12 max. Probably rent for 12. Here's another unit for 12. Yeah, I think 12 is fair. So you probably bring in $2,400. Here's how cash on cash would be calculated. You have a PITI of just about $300, or P&I, T&I of 300. Sorry, long day. $300 T&I. You have $1,800 P&I, right? So payment to seller is $1,800.
Okay. Yep.
You're bringing in $2,100, or you're guys. My brain is failing. You're bringing in $2,400, but remember, what do we take off the top of a rental figure for expenses?
20%.
Exactly. So $2,400 less 0.8 or multiply by 0.8, you're bringing in $1,900, but you're paying $2,100. So off the bat, we're negative at $1,800 per month because it's probably only going to rent for $2,400. So that would be hard. But then on top of that, not 48 on the rehab. This rehab, man, probably 10, and that's assuming we find some stuff. Like that's it would probably cost $10K to make your floors pretty. Like the exterior is not that bad. Probably 10 to make the floors pretty, and I'm guessing there's some stuff that we don't know about. Like we need appliances, right? Washer, dryer, fridge, whatever the hell goes there. Maybe you need something with the windows. So, 10, 15 would probably get this thing right. It's not that bad, but what is that bad is the fact that we're paying $2,100 and bringing in $1,900.
See.
So our cash on cash would be stupid negative on this. If I were to make an offer on this, man, I'd probably give them 236, maybe 10K down to account for the rehab needed in the property. And also remember, offering $0 down is just going to piss them off because the realtor needs to be paid somehow, right?
Yep.
So realtor needs to be paid. So I probably offer 10, maybe 15K down. And then I might offer the monthly payments of $500. Even though we can do more, I want it to be lower because they're going to have to renovate a little bit. So maybe 236, 10K down, 500 a month, balloon on year 6.
Balloon on year 6. I thought we don't mention balloons to them unless they mention it because balloons are for clowns or something.
That's a good saying. Well, no, you're right. I think you're right. I am of the perspective that if we leave it ambiguous, they come to the realization that shit, that's going to take 30 plus years to pay off. However,
I've been thinking as recently to ask them, like, what do they have left on the mortgage if they have something left on it? And then I just assume the rest of that time.
Well, remember, if there's a mortgage on the property, we don't need a balloon at all. So there's no balloon if there's a mortgage on the property unless it's like half of what the house is worth. So that would work for mortgage takeover. But if this doesn't have a mortgage on it and it's free and clear and we're making them those payments, you can choose not to mention a balloon, and that might win you some points here. You could choose to do that, but it might also go the opposite direction. And they're like, well, I like the deal, but I don't want to wait 30 years for this. So on a mortgage takeover, you're right. We don't mention balloons because balloon for what? I mean, what are we going to balloon them out of their negative equity? They have no equity. There's no need for a balloon. And we probably couldn't do a balloon anyways, but for seller finance, buyers don't really have a problem with a 6 or 7 year balloon. Like it's not even that big of a problem for a buyer. And it honestly really helps the seller. So I really like to offer the balloon for the seller,
Okay. And then the last thing being when I'm calculating these seller finances, right? How do I, for example, on the calculator that you gave us on the creative offer oven, how do you calculate the agent commission? Because I see it as multiple spots for it. There's like a 6%, there's like a 3% one.
So that's not the calculator that I use. Everybody loves that calculator, but I use this calculator. So I just the calculator that you're using scares me. I'm overwhelmed by that calculator. It's honestly really scary for me. Um, I don't even know how to read it. I like this one, and honestly, all I'm doing for agent commission is I just offer them a figure that I feel is fair. I know that
Yeah,
I just
don't say that, bro. I'll give him five. I'll give him 1,000.
well, I don't feel that 1,000 is fair. So I feel like it would piss them off. So like, you know, I'll give you our most well, I don't want to leak the address because we're under contract, but I have a deal right now, 2 duplexes. It's like this, but it's a package deal. I sold it for $20,000 yesterday night. It's 520, 52 down, 2,000 a month, and it brings in $4,600. PITI is $2,700. So it'll bring in 46 and it has a PITI of 2,700. So right there, amazing cash flow, low down payment for 4 units. 4 units for 52K is insane. And then as far as agent commission, we just never talked about it. I don't know what the agent's getting.
You literally just give them what you feel is kind of deserved on it, or like
not even deserved. I didn't even mention it. He might be taking 20K, he might be taking 40K, he might be taking 5K. I don't know what the agent's going to take. I genuinely don't know. But the agent is expecting anywhere from 3 to 5% usually. They don't need 6%, maybe 2.5 to 5% usually, or just 3%.
Okay.
But I'll give you a different example. Well, no, I think that's probably the best example. So I would say this, because that's not a great answer for you. Just offer them 10% down and tell them that their commission comes out of the down payment.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth. Balloons are for clowns.
Well, no, I would say balloons are great. You know, balloons are great on seller finance deals. No problem with a balloon, but I understand your perspective. And some people negotiate like that. There's not just one way to negotiate. Some people don't mention a balloon and then it comes up and then they can anchor and that helps them out. For me, I like to mention 6 or 7 year balloon, but I'm not the end all be all. There, you know, Pace Morby may do it differently, and he's a far better negotiator than I am.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Thank you much, man.
Absolutely. Best of luck to you. Big Baby Chunks. That's his username. I'm not just calling him that. Big Baby Chunks. What's going on, dog?
Yo, Richard, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
Really well. My TikTok live stream just jumped up 80 people somehow, some way.
Must be my luck. I have this seller finance deal. I got off on the phone with the agent right before your live stream, and the agent had given me a verbal yes to present the offer to the seller. I just needed you to maybe sign for me because I understand that you are usually the one who signs on seller finance deals.
Yeah. Let's make sure the deal makes sense. What country are you from?
I'm from South Africa.
He's doing this from South Africa. Love it, man. Is it late over there?
It's 2 in the morning right now.
Wow. Well, here we go. Let's talk. 2 in the morning in South Africa. He's got himself a deal. So let's make sure.
I sent you the address with DMs.
Let's make sure it makes sense. Okay, so what is this thing? This is a multifamily. How many units is this?
I think 8 to 10. I'm not really sure, but I know that it's bringing in 9,200, and it's fully occupied.
Oh wow, 9,200. Okay, what's your purchase price? What'd you offer?
It was listed for 800K, and I offered 900.
Okay, all right, we'll take that. What are your monthly payments?
I used the normal deal structure for seller finance, which is 10% down and 40% of what it rents out for in payments. And then I offered a balloon at year 6.
Good. I like it. How'd they respond to that?
The agent was open to it. He was a little bit not open to it because he was saying I was not clear on the balloon, because when I made a call and then I sent him an email offer. And then he was like, yeah, man, we're not going to wait 30 years for you to pay off the property. And I said, no, we're not going to wait. We're not going to do 30 years. I normally just do this over 5 or 6 years. And he said, "Oh, I didn't know that." I said, "Yes, that's how we normally do it." And he said, a bunch of wholesalers were sending me offers over email, but with no intention to close. And I said, "No, I can probably get you a contract in maybe 2 days' time if that is something that you will be willing to present to your seller."
And
he
I,
said, "Yeah, if you give me
yeah,
something that is formally written up, I'll be more than happy to present that for you."
excellent.
So I just said, I'm going to wait for the live stream and ask you to sign that deal for me.
Excellent. So here's what I would do. I could honestly fill this out for you really quickly here before we head out today. So guys, I'll do a contract for him really quick. I'm just looking to see if they owe anything. Doesn't look like they have any mortgage. Well,
I found the property on Batch Leads, and on Batch Leads it said it was free and clear.
yeah, I'm seeing free and clear here, but I'm also seeing finance. So I don't really know. I'll tell you what. I'll do your contract for you. I'm not going to sign it yet, but I will get it over to them just for their review. And if they're interested, I'll sign it, okay?
No problem.
Okay. Let's go ahead and do hashtag contracts. Now, guys, if somebody else is in this position and I am not available to do your contract for you, are you just out of luck? No, check it out. Look at this. Here's a video on how to fill out the contract, and here's the contract in Google Drive with every field you'd need to edit highlighted in yellow. Isn't that easy? So anything you'd need to edit here, highlighted in yellow. So if you ever wanted to do a contract yourself, guys, you can do a contract yourself. It's very easy. I typically do them in just a couple minutes. So we will go ahead and structure this. What is the exact figure of your payment? What is the exact monthly payment you have?
I'm not really sure. Let me real quick check on that.
Okay. Well, I guess
I think it was gonna be $3,600.
$3,600. Okay, so $900K. What's your down payment? $90K down or $80K down?
$90K down.
900,000, $90K down. You are making $3,600 a month in payments. $3,600 a month in payments.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna get to 3,600, which is an 18.75 year amortization. Let's see, 18.76, 17.76. Yeah, 17.76 year amortization with a balloon on 6 years. Okay. So I'll do your contract for you now. Guys, watch this. So purchase price, look how easy this is. Ready? How fast do you think I can do this? In fact, that'll be our wheel spin for today. So for our wheel spin today, whoever can accurately guess how long it takes, and you don't guess now, I'm going to time it first. There's no point in guessing now. I don't know how long it's going to take. If you guys can accurately guess how long it takes for me to fill out this contract, I will spin the wheel for you and we will give something away. So I'm going to start timing it. Ready, set, go. Okay. Purchase price is $900,000. You don't have a mortgage on the property, so we're going to remove that. Your down payment is $90,000. Your amortization is 17.76, 1776 amortization. Sellers will add that in. Buyer, GT Properties Group. Inspection period, I think 10 business days because it's big. 10 business days. Payments $3,600. 6 years, and then I'll write in a balloon payment is to occur on year 6 for the remaining balance owed. And then $3,600 a month. This is going to be, will not include taxes and insurance in the monthly payment. We'll do that. We'll do that separately. Will not. And then payments will be made to seller, principal only, interest only. They're principal only, so we'll remove the other ones, principal and interest, amortized over 17.76 years. Great. And then what state is this in? I forget. Where's this house?
It's in Houston, Texas.
Oh, good. Texas. And then right here, we're looking at a close of escrow March 29th or so. We'll just do March 29th, 2026. And then I just need to add in the address here, guys. So I'll pause my screen share. We'll add in the address and my information. And then I'll add in the seller's information and the address. So there's the property address. And then we just need the seller's information, which I will go ahead and grab off of PropStream. Looks like it's owned by Malo 7 LLC. And text is black. There we go. And that's almost done. All right. So I have an executed purchase and sale agreement. It's not signed, but it's in your inbox right now. If they're interested, I will go ahead and sign that. I will go ahead and sign that if they're interested.
Thank you so much.
And we'll stop
so much.
we'll stop the clock right now, guys. And we'll go ahead and do some guessing. By the way, the clock was stopped at an ambiguous time during then. I didn't tell you guys when, because I know people are timing it right now with those answers way too close. So we're going to do closest answer to the decimal. We'll do closest answer to the decimal. So whoever has it closest to the decimal will be winning. And I'm going to go ahead and so Big Baby Chunks, I'll set a reminder to bring you up tomorrow. Okay. We'll talk tomorrow.
No problem, Richard. Thank you so much.
Okay. Tomorrow at 2 p.m., remind me to bring up Big Baby Chunks.
Okay, I added it.
Big Baby Chunks. Hell yeah. Okay. All right. So I am going to do a line in the chat, and whoever can guess closest to the decimal wins. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And the time is 256.46. 256.46. 356, 244, 245, 256.46, 256. Is that the best one? Is that 256 the best answer? 255, 232. No, I think the 256 wins. I think this guy wins. 256? 250. Yeah, Angelo S wins. Angelo S, you are our winner today. You are our winner today. 255 is closer? No, the answer is 256.46. 256.46. So I don't see anybody closer. 256 is closest to 256. So I think Angelo wins, right? Let's see what people are saying. 256.46. Okay, guys, come on, keep it PG. We got people in the chat who are younger than us. So Angelo, you're our winner today. Let's go ahead and spin the wheel. See what you're getting, Angelo. Okay. All right, Angelo. What are you getting today? You have landed on penny board. But we'll also offer you equivalent value in cash just in case you are an individual who will not use that. So guys, what is a penny board? It's a little skateboard thing. Check this out, guys. It looks like this. So this is exactly what you've won. However, we'll also do cash if you're uninterested. So we've won one of these. You've won one of these. However, I'm also willing to send you $50 cash alternatively. So Angela, what are we giving you today?
Penny board's fine. The kids will use it.
The kids will use it. That's the spirit, guys. That's how I got around in college. That was my vehicle of choice in college before I drove places. So
yeah, I sent my address to your DMs. It's Hawaii.
Hawaii, lucky man. Wow, what part of Hawaii?
Yeah. Big island over on the west side. Kailua Kona.
Oh, very cool. Richard, what do you have to say about blanket loans? Do you work with them? No, but my house is in a blanket loan, and I kind of purchased it using a wraparound secured by one of the guy's other properties. So my house is in a blanket loan, which I didn't put into a trust because of some issues with that. So what I did is I purchased the property on a wraparound, and I secured it with another house that he owns as collateral, just in case he tries to go behind my back. So I don't really do blanket loans, but I guess I kind of do it, but not really. Okay, we've got that address. Now we have to figure out which one he wants. We have to figure out which one he's looking for. So here are our options. This will take ages to ship. It's coming from Australia. We'll do Amazon. Okay.
Amazon takes about probably just as long out here.
Oh my God, really? Okay, then we can go to the website has better selections. We got better selections on the website. So let's go.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2-day shipping out here is about a week and a half or two.
Well, it is what it is. Which color are we getting the kids? We got a lot of options here.
Let's do that top right one, the maroonish kind of one. I think they'll. We got girls in the house, so.
Well, we can scroll for a little bit. We got options, man. We got options. So you were talking about this guy right here?
Yeah.
Okay. What other girly ones? We have the pink one right there. We got the hot pink. We got hot pink right there. And then this kind of turquoise. I like that one.
Yeah, that one's pretty
so what do you think? You're going with this one or what do you think?
Yeah, let's do let's just do the maroon one. I think that's a happy medium.
Let's get it done. Okay. I'm gonna pause my screen share. We don't want to dox you.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, I hope they ship to Hawaii. Please tell me they ship to Hawaii. Okay, so let's do continue, check out. Okay, this is on their website, so it's a little bit different. So
no worries.
So I think we gotta just bear with me for just a sec because I haven't ordered off here in ages. We typically do Amazon, but I think we can. And then shipping address. Got that locked in. The product is not available for delivery in your location. No. Hey, good news. The exact same one is offered on Amazon.
Oh, there we go.
Let's try that. Let's try Amazon. I figured because I think it comes from far away. And then add new delivery address. address, and then we put in the name. So hopefully, I'm sure Amazon has shipping everywhere. I'm sure. How'd you end up in Hawaii?
I moved out here originally to paint cabinets and did that for a couple years, and now I work in luxury real estate management. So essentially work for billionaires,
Wow.
taking care of their house 10 months of the year.
That's really cool. Well, hey, it needs a phone number. Can you also send a phone number?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'll get that to you right now. And that should be in your inbox now.
Please ship here. Please ship here. Please ship here. There was a problem with some of your items. Sorry, your delivery location is beyond it. Okay, that sucks so bad. Can I send you cash? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just,
no worries.
Just so you know, I'm not capping. Just so you know, I'm not making it up. This is what it says, guys. Look at this. Well, yeah. What do you have? You got Venmo, Cash App. What do you use?
I have Apple Pay. I have Venmo. I have all of it. I just got to remember what. If you want an Apple Pay, send us that number. That works.
Okay, cool. Let's do that.
That's probably easiest.
Yes. Apple Pay, Apple Cash, send 50, not in my contacts, that's fine. And sent. You get that?
Let's see if it comes through.
Apple Pay is not available in your location.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
No. It says delivered. Hopefully I just didn't send this to the wrong person.
Let me see. Yep, got it.
Yes, perfect. Sorry for the inconvenience, man. There's your $50.
No worries.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
Well, I will catch you all in the next one. Is there any group leader or community helper in the chat who could answer some questions? Because we might have some people with questions. Anybody want to take the reins? Anybody feeling like they're feeling confident? I mean, I don't know. We might not have any group leaders in the chat right now. Short stream. When did I start, guys? I started at 2, right? I started at 2 p.m. today. Man, it's almost 5 p.m. over here. So that's 2 hours and 45 minutes. Look at that. We got a person coming up to help us out. So I inherited a 49-star U.S. flag. That's cool, man. Yeah, Pam, I feel that. Sometimes it goes like that. All right, guys. Well, Kira's going to answer some questions. So if you guys are still needing assistance here, Kira, I mean, how much have you closed, Kira? Are you approaching 6 figures closed?
I'm actually working on a deal right now that's going to be about $100,000 signing fee.
Dude, you just keep leveling up. I mean, first it was 12 and then it's 40 and now you're talking 100K.
Thanks to you, Richard.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Guys, she is beyond qualified to help answer your questions. She's doing a lot of deals right now. And I know that 100K is hypothetical, but her $40,000 deal closed, and that's not hypothetical. So she's doing deals. She's got her own unique strategies, guys. And if you have any additional questions, she can help you out, I promise. Anyways, Kira, we'll talk soon, okay?
Okay, for sure.
Bye-bye. I'm so tired, guys. I barely kept it together today. All right. I'm heading out. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we shall talk soon. All right? Bye-bye. Somebody says, how does assignment fee apply seller finance deal? Yeah, okay. So I just got a deal. I just got 2 deals. They're duplexes. I got a seller finance duplex in Michigan, 2 of them together, side-by-side duplexes. And it is $520,000, $52,000 down, and I have monthly payments of $2,000. However, my buyer's putting $72,000 down. So I got $52,000 down. My buyer's putting $72,000 down, so I get the 20 in the middle. Make sense? Yes, makes sense. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. Link in bio to get started. And well, Kira's live right now, so Kira can help you out like right now. And then YouTube, we're still live, right? Yes, YouTube, we're still live. Guys, I will what's your buy box, Tyson? Oh, you got a buyer in the chat. Well, catch you later, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.